We all want to be a part of inspiring teams, and the church should have inspiring teams. I have been very curious about this. I consider myself a student of the church. I want to know, I want to learn how the church works best. Again, we're not perfect at this. We try a lot of things, and some things work, some things don't. But I always want to be a place, and I always want to be a leader that is inspiring those that are around me. I got the privilege of sitting in a lesson with Mark Miller. He is the talent development executive at Chick-fil-A. And he was really talking to us about how, cultures are developed, team dynamics. But then he started talking about something even greater, something really I never heard before, but something that brought a lot of insight, especially in the church space. And he was talking about a high performance organization. He was saying one of the things that they were really wrestling with at that time is how does Chick-fil-A really get and attract hot talent? Like, how do they get people that are on the top of their game, smart, brilliant, have a lot of energy, charisma? How do they get those kind of people to be on their team? We all face human capacity limitations. You personally only can do so much. You only have so many hours of the day, so many days of the week, so much energy to give. What I'm learning is I'm not infinite, but the work definitely is. I've also learned that relationships can't scale, but culture can. I can't personally sit down with every leader. I can't sit down with every volunteer, but if we create a culture that's inspiring, that culture can scale and begins to create something so dynamic. So when Mark Miller was beginning to talk about high performance leadership teams, which I'm familiar with, which I think a lot of us have tried to tackle and try to produce these high performance leadership teams. But then he said, we're shifting as an organization to high performance organizations. So what does that look like? What would we identify one if we even saw one? Would we know what that is? I understand what it means to have a high performance leadership teams. Again, that's common these days. Again, let me just describe what I mean by high performance leadership team. These people that are around you, the ones that are making decisions, the one that you are investing in that have really the influence of your church. These men and women, they're high functioning. They have energy. They can handle multiple things. They have capacity. I mean, they just are high functioning. They're also high performing, meaning they deliver with excellence, get things done well. Again, you don't have a lot of cleanup after they get done leading an event or something. They are also high capacity in character. They're trustworthy. They're always going to do the right thing. This is a fantastic level of leaders that we all desire to be and have around us. But they're also highly spiritually minded people. They just have a sense of godliness about them. There's a supernatural aura about their leadership and what they bring to the church space. Like, we desire these great, fantastic leaders around us. But high performance organization is a step further. It's broadening what the capacity of your church, and to inspire those to be a part of that is very interesting. Mark Miller was talking about, there really is a tug of war. It's leaders trying to get the organization, trying to get those that are in the job or those that are following, trying to get the volunteers to do something, to create a culture. Like, what does that look like? For Chick-fil-A, it's getting 15, 16, 17-year-old high schoolers and trying to get them to buy into a culture that's hospitable and, hey, my pleasure. Like, you've heard that a bunch of times. How do you get a teenager that doesn't care? They'd rather not be working. They're there for the money. And they're not going to stay there long term. Like, they're literally going to go and leave and go to college and do something else. But how do you work in an organization and create a culture, even with those odds, and create something that all of us have come to recognize as some fantastic organization? He said, if you want to create a high performance organization, you need four things. And that's the crux of this lesson. So, number one is this. Chick-fil-A, if they're going to create a high performance organization, is they are going to always bet on leaders. They're going to bet on leadership. Honestly, someone bet on you. Someone gave me a chance. They took a chance on me. They thought they saw something in me. All of us, and every leader I know, there was someone in their life that took a chance on them. I remember sitting in a session, and our great regional director from Africa, Brother Adams, was telling, like somebody said, how did you get there? Like, how did you become this great RD? Like, how did that happen? And he said this, there was a man named Brother Richardson who gave him a chance and believed in him. When he said that, I thought that's exactly what we try to create. Somebody that identifies, somebody that sees something in other leaders and calls it out of them and gives them an opportunity, opens the door, gives them permission to start leading at a different level. My life personally has been so blessed with people, great men and women that have given me a chance. Whether that was my pastor growing up, Brother Art Hodges, that gave me an opportunity to be a youth pastor, or gave me a chance to minister out and gave me a chance to try my leadership. Again, Brother Haney, that gave me an opportunity to come beside him and work with him, that have just absolutely blessed my life. Brother Carson, who opened the door and gave me a chance to come and pastor here at Goodlettsville. Again, these people gave me a chance. They believed in me. Again, Chick-fil-A said, we are going to bet on leadership. So the question is, are we creating a church, an organization that is strategically betting on every individual? And here's what's interesting. That's exactly what Jesus did. Jesus gave his disciples an opportunity. And he didn't leave the church in their hand when they were like polished and pristine and had many years under their belt. Remember, he only worked with them 3.5 years. In 3.5 years, they were still running, denying, cussing, cutting people's ear off. And Jesus said, hey, you're ready to take this church. Like you and I would have never done that. But Jesus took a chance on leaders. There's great revival in the place called Bangladesh, and one of the key missionaries there said this statement: if we don't take a chance on younger leaders, we thwart the future of the church. So how do you actually bet on leadership? What does that actually look like? Well, leaders, you set the pace. You're a key leader, you set the pace. Are you making room at the table? Are you bottlenecking, or do you allow people as your structure where you can create a dynamic where other leaders can come and exercise their God-given talents to you? God did not send these great men and women into your world, your church, for them to compete with you. He sent them to complement you. The other thing you can do is you can grow the leadership team. And this is, again, asking our leaders to stretch their capacity for them to begin to stretch out the leadership structure of your church. But here's where I think it really lands, is that you need to double your efforts in reaching for younger and younger leaders. Just calling them up, looking them in the eye and say, I believe in you. I think God has something great in your life. I think you're going to contribute to the kingdom of God. So Chick-fil-A said, we're always going to bet on leadership. If we're going to create a high performance organization, we're always going to have to take a chance on leadership. Number two is that they act as one. This is really talking about alignment. And you get to decide what that is. You get to set the vision. You get to set the direction of the church, the organization. Because honestly, alignment makes all the difference in the world. I remember giving a lesson into our team, and I asked our team, hey, I want you to get this ball. And I gave every one of them a little squishy stress ball. I said, I want you to throw this at any wall in this room. And man, balls just started being thrown at every wall. And then I asked them to go get the ball back, and they got the ball back. And then I said, hey, this target right up here, I want every one of us to throw it at that target. Here's what I was trying to create. Listen, I'm trying to get us all in alignment. I'm trying to get us all to go in the same direction. A lot of churches I know, a lot of churches that I can talk with, it's almost like this. The church is a static ball. And you could have a great VBS, a children's revival, and that ball moves in towards children's ministry, and maybe a youth revival happens, and that church moves in the direction of the youth revival. It may be a vision for, hey, let's do this ministry. It could be music, where that is the big issue, and so all the energy and all the focus is on the music department. And basically, the church never moves beyond just a static movement of where the greatest pressure or emphasis is being placed. But if we could get everybody in the same direction, if we could get everybody, again, moving with the same thinking, same thoughts, same language, now that it really is acting as one. See, leaders, clarity is a gift that we give our organization. When we're saying this is the direction, this is what we're up to, this is what we're attempting, and we continue to say that, we're asking them to act as one. So what happens if we don't provide clarity, if we don't give the direction they need? Well, they actually guess. And I promise you, it's not going to always be what you and I want them to do, but they're going to figure out what they think is best for the church or the direction for the church. So how are we doing with alignment? How are we doing as acting as one? One of the things that he taught us, and again, I remember Mark Mills said, I want everybody to get a piece of paper. And he said, if you're here with some members of your team, I would like for you guys to do this exercise. And he passed out these cards in the pin, and he said simply this: I want you to write the vision of your organization. I want you to write that down. And I saw these teams writing their vision, and he said, if everyone is not writing the same thing, you've got misalignment. I took that exercise. I brought it here to our own church. I've taken that to other teams. I've taken that to other leadership teams and said, hey, I want you to get a piece of paper. And I challenge you to do this. Get a piece of paper, write down the vision of the church. And the goal is everyone should be saying the same thing. That's called alignment. Now, alignment creates pain, but not harm. And this is the hard part. As leaders, man, we are responsible when something is misaligned. And over time, your staff and programs, they will start working against each other. I know it's crazy, but this is where silos come in, where people start working against each other. They're battling for resources, battling for calendar dates, battling for talent, battling for volunteers. And you've got now all these different people trying to do something different. The ministries competing against each other, I'm just telling you, is not alignment and is certainly not acting as one. So, as a church, every now and then, I know here, we have to remind ourselves, why do we exist? What are we trying to accomplish together? And we need to let our leaders understand this and know this. It's called acting as one. Number three thing that we want what he said, if we're going to have high performance organizations, the third thing is you got to win the heart. So think about a time in your life when you were fully engaged, like you were all in. You were excited about what you were accomplishing. Like some of those factors that really that you were dove in, you gave your very best. You were playing at a high level. Again, though some of those factors are like it was a new opportunity. It was something big. There was a great vision. There was a personal connection. You enjoyed the team. There was a deadline that you were trying to meet. There was a responsibility that had to get done. There was some passion. There was fun. There was a lot of feedback. There's a lot of factors, again, that cause us to give our very, very best. But I will tell you this, again, great leaders and high performing organizations and great churches, they're going to work hard at winning the hearts of people. Meaning, I really do care of them. And so this is what we talk about. What does that look like to winning the heart? One, you care personally. Like you ask, how are you? Before you ask, what are you doing? You care about their life. You care about their things that they're going on in their personal life, not just the ministry they're leading, not just what they're doing for the church, but you care about them. Number two thing you can do to win the heart is share ownership, like real work and real ministry that really, really does matter. Like they get the glory if it wins and they take the responsibility if it doesn't work out. You're sharing ownership. The other thing is you're building community. Great teams have a common passion. There's fun, there's talent. But when you build that, there's something very, very special about that. But here's the third and I think the fourth final thing that I think helps us win the heart is really fostering dreams. Like, do we care about the heart, the dreams of people around us? Do we know them? Again, I heard this recently, Nick Saban, the famed coach from Alabama. He said, whenever we got a new recruit in here, I always asked them, what is your goal? Like, what do you want to accomplish? What's the dream? Can I just remind you, there are people that are serving with you that have dreams, and we should know what those dreams are. The fourth and final part of high performance organizations is they excel at execution. They get things done well. If anybody executes well, it has to be the church. Like our job is just not about a matter of life and death. It's literally a matter of eternal life and eternal death. So what do you do to maintain high standards in ministry? For most, this is a weakness of us. It's certainly been a weakness for me, is holding people accountable. Like we expect you to do this well, and we expect it to be done well. We're not just trying to get by. This matters. It's important. They excel at execution. So some of the things that help us excel at execution is we master the fundamentals. Like the things that we do them so well. They're so important. For us, it could be our Sunday morning experience. Like when you come here, we want every aspect of that to be well. small groups. It could be small groups that when you're part of small group, we want that to be something that blesses you, something that's run excellent, something that really blesses your family and helps your faith. Whether it's next steps, and next steps is really our discipleship process. These fundamentals, we want to do them so well. Another thing we can do to just remind us that we want to execute well is share the score. Like, what is a score? Do we even know when we won? Do people know when they won? Some of the things that we want to keep track of and we really want to share is like how many people are involved, how many people are in small group, like really how many people have gone through next step. We want to share and celebrate the score because it matters. We want them to know we're actually winning. How many guests have showed up, right? These things matter. We want to share the score. The third thing, really, if we want to excel in this, is really we got to raise the bar. And this is for us, we've been using a term around here called unreasonable hospitality. We want every engagement in this church to be something that just lifts the standard and lifts the bar of what it means to be a church. We want people to have positive interaction. We want volunteers to have positive interaction. We want people that come and visit us to have positive interactions. We truly want unreasonable hospitality. That matters to us. The fourth thing to really excel in execution is you got to do things, what I call, you got to do big things. You got to do things that inspire and challenge and stretch, and people want to be a part of things that push you to your limitation. It's in those moments that we actually do our best. Every church, every church desires inspiring teams. My hope and my prayer is that you would take some of this, talk about it with your team. I do pray that it's blessed you. Thank you for joining us today.